Real quick, before we get into the video, I just want to make sure you guys stick around to the very end of the video because we're going to be talking about the join button that was just added to the channel. So make sure that you stick around to the end of the video to get more information about that. Hey everyone, it's me, Shemp, always letting you know if you should shelve it or trash it. And today we've got something kind of surprising. Now, a lot of you probably know that Sonic and SEGA All-Star Racing Transformed is my favorite kart racer ever. If you don't, well, you do now. And when they announced Team Sonic Racing last year, I already knew that it wasn't going to be as good as Transformed because they dropped the whole transformed aspect. And the more and more they showed off the team mechanics and whatnot, the more I lost interest. I don't know, I've been sick of the whole, yeah, we're best friends and we're going to save the day because we're best friends type of storylines that's been infecting Sonic recently. Something else that made it worse is that all the people that got to play the game early reported back saying that it was unfinished, uninspired, and just felt overall sloppy. The worst part was that it was supposed to come out in December of 2018. That was 5 months ago. So with 5 more months of extra development time, was it worth it? Well, let's find out. First off, we have a story to look at. That's right, this kart racer has a storyline for some reason. It starts off with Amy inviting Sonic and Co. to a picnic, with Sonic explaining that he got a weird invitation to a race of some sort. In no time flat, I'm talking like 4 seconds, this royal-looking Tanuki shows up named Dodonpaw. He basically tells them that they should all enter his racing competition and use his cars that he created with advanced technology. Amy, of course, says, "Let's not do this, it's sketchy," to which Sonic replies with, "Fuck you, let's do it anyways." As the game progresses, more and more of the Sonic cast will pop up and say, "Yo, I got an invitation too, that's crazy," and then they all race. While all this is happening, Amy is constantly on edge about Dodonpaw's motives. So far, he hasn't explained anything. She thinks he's working with Eggman. Then Eggman just shows up and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Yeah, this story is messy and dumb. I mean, it's a kart racer, so I appreciate them for trying. It's nice getting to hear the Sonic cast interact with all the other characters, although sometimes it's a little weird.
Nice to see you, Blaze. Did Dodonpaw send you an invitation to his race?
Yes. Apparently our enigmatic host is able to send messages across dimensions.
He's got a lot of power, and I'm not sure about his motives.
I feel confident that I can handle a mischievous old Tanuki.
Don't underestimate him. There's more going on here than we can see. Do you do much driving, Princess? Or do you have a chauffeur?
Are you mocking me, Amy? I will have you know driving is one of my many skills.
I hope so, because I'd hate to make you look bad out there.
I don't know why, but a good chunk of the voice cast was replaced. It honestly caught me off guard. Some are okay, like Blaze. She sounds roughly the same and isn't so bad. Silver is just... ooh, boy.
I didn't come all the way from the future to lose.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lose. I didn't come all the way from the future to lose in this stupid fucking surfboard competition, yeah!
Really not digging this surfer dude voice he's got going on. What was wrong with his voice in Forces? What really took me by surprise was the replacement for Zavok. First off, don't know why he's in the game. Give us chaos. And second, at least his voice sounded cool. Now he kinda just sounds like an oaf. And he's also here working for Eggman, which I don't understand because a crucial plot point in Sonic Lost World was how the Zeddy hated Eggman. Whatever, I guess. I also really hate the new overly sexual voice Rouge has.
One more question. Since you're a king and everything, do you have a crown covered with jewels and a treasure vault filled with precious gems?
Of course. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason, sugar.
Zavok is here to steal something from Dodonpaw. Turns out, Dodonpaw has been collecting team energy from everyone to power up this ultimate engine or something that'll help everyone somehow, I guess. Eggman kidnaps him, we save the day, yada yada yada, let's keep racing! That's basically the story summed up. You're really not missing anything. The writing made me chuckle every now and then, but it's overall pretty bad. It's also presented like a slideshow type of format, which kind of reminded me of Sonic Rivals, if anyone's ever played that. The story's there if you want. Bonus points for making the story progression button something other than X, so you can just skip it by regularly selecting a tract. Now that the random story is out of the way, let's talk about what really matters. How is the gameplay? Well, let me start off by saying I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think I'd enjoy it this much. So, Team Sonic Racing brings a lot of new things to the table in terms of kart racing. Instead of making your way to the front of the line and finishing first, you now race in teams. All of you need to work together in order to finish the race. If you come in first, but your teammates are in dead last, then you won't win. The game encourages you to work together in many different ways. You can give away an item you don't need to help someone who's falling behind, request an item and get yourself out of a pickle, slingshot off of a teammate's trail to give each of you a boost, and boost someone else who recently just got hit by grazing their car, shooting them up to speed with you. And every time you do something together, you'll fill up this bar that's attached to the back of your car. This is your ultimate meter. Pressing the corresponding button will grant everyone in your team a super boost. This will shoot you forward and cause damage to anyone you touch. But this isn't a win button because you're still vulnerable to certain things like track hazards and trick mistakes. You also have a plethora of items to help. This time around, they're all wisps, which I think is very fitting. I love the idea of the wisp transformations being turned into helpful items. The combination of team-based gameplay and balanced items really make the whole experience super fun. And all the teams are fun and unique in their own right. Except for Team Vector, I still don't get that. All of the other teams make sense, but this one is Vector, Silver, and Blaze? Why? Why not the rest of the Chaotix? With that aside, each character is placed in a certain category of racer. Speed types are the fastest of the bunch, of course. Power types can burst through certain obstacles and access shortcuts no one else can, and technique characters can drive on certain parts that are coated with different material, like slippery ice. Each character has their own set of customizations as well, and this is another big part of team racing that I love. You can unlock parts for the cars that will increase or decrease certain stats, while also changing the car's actual design. How do you unlock these? With mod pods, which are bought through TSR coins. Now, this sounds like a perfect opportunity to throw in some microtransactions. In-game currency required to buy other in-game items, right? Well, great news! You gain more than enough coins after every race. One pod is only 10 coins, and you can gain upwards of 10 to 15 or so per race, depending on the difficulty you choose. I ended up saving a lot of mine unintentionally and splurged on pods. So with each car part, you can also change the way the car looks. Any character can have any other character's color palette, or you can mix and match. Something I wasn't expecting was finding out that you could also change the texture of each group of parts. So of course I blinged out Knuckles' car, and these are all unique to you. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, creating my own car and racing as a team. Now, if we're talking track design, it's also pretty good. Every track is based off of another Sonic game with its collection of levels, except for that one fucking Bowser level from Mario Kart. Let me say that I think making this game all Sonic characters was a great choice. I always thought one of the biggest problems with the other All-Star Racing games was the All-Star part. Obviously, people recognize Sonic over any other SEGA character. When kids play it, they'll 9 times out of 10 pick a Sonic character. Or Wreck-It Ralph. Like, look at this, who the fuck are these guys? Some unknown game no one's ever heard of? Come on, guys. Then you got... Danica Patrick? Okay, listen, I know people out there love Super Monkey Ball, Golden Axe, Shenmue, and all the other SEGA characters, but the game wouldn't be any worse if it didn't have them. Making this one all Sonic gives it a huge leg up in terms of sales for the general public, cause who isn't gonna recognize Sonic? Now, I love that these tracks have branching pathways because you can go one way and either intersect with the rest of the crew, or see someone else going through a loop right above your head. It makes it feel that more alive and busy. The only problem is that sometimes they can blend in with each other. I don't think we need 2 casino tracks, guys. I can hardly tell which is which. I do wish there was more, though. I like the tracks that we have now, but we definitely could have squeezed in a few more. Same goes for the characters. I mean, at least they didn't put like 5 different versions of the same character in the selection screen. Mario Kart. But another team or 2 would have been nice. Like, I don't know, Chaotix maybe? Maybe Team Classic Sonic? Team Lost Gems? Team IDW? I'm just spitballing. Now, if you don't want to play as a team, you can choose single race and duke it out in old school kart racing fashion. But I think this strips away from what makes the game so unique. I appreciate that it's there though, that way new players can easily pick up and play. Which is something I think Mario Kart has over this. Mario Kart is one of those games where you could give it to literally anyone on the streets or in the mall and they know somewhat how to play. Team racing has a lot of fantastic stuff going on, but it is not beginner friendly. You need to sit down and learn. Having the single race mode does help people ease into it, but Mario Kart will always have the upper hand in that department. Doesn't mean it's better though. One major thing that's a big gray area for me is the presentation. The environments look great, the lighting feels nice and full, but shadows on PS4 are just weird. The moment someone else gets in front of you, you can clearly see their shadow just disappear. Same with the environmental shadows, you can just see them become more clear the closer you get. Now, this isn't anything new, games have been doing this for years to save resources. The problem here is that the render distance is so close to the character, it's jarring seeing it just fill in right in front of you. The music with the tracks, however, is fantastic! They really pulled out all the stops for it, and it definitely shows. This soundtrack is amazing. What's not amazing, though, are these character models. Something is so off about them. I don't know what it is. They feel like a little too Sonic Heroes, if that makes sense. Some look shiny like in Heroes, others kind of look greasy. It's gross. These renders at the end of the race look amazing though. I love how each character is posed and how it's all detailed and high quality and whatnot, but these portraits for the characters in the race look bad. They look like they're from the most recent Sonic Runners mobile game. It's such a mixed bag. But here's an important question. Is Team Sonic Racing better than Transformed? Well, I'm not sure. I adore the track design in Transform and how the tracks change in each lap, but I really don't care for the cast. Like I said before, all of these non-Sonic characters kinda make it take a step down from a Mario Kart competitor. Doesn't help that there's not a lot of content in the base game to begin with. But TSR's core mechanics are fantastic and bring something fresh and exciting, but it does feel a little unpolished. Something about it is just odd. I really don't know how to put it into words. So for now, I think I may choose TSR over Transformed for now. Another question is, how does this hold up against Mario? So, what should you do? Shelve it or trash it? Well, I think the main thing holding this game back is the lack of more content. What we have is great, but it could definitely use some more. I do think, however, that this is the better buy for Switch users over Mario Kart 8. I urge everyone to pick this game up if you want a different kind of kart racer, or just a good game in general. So, with that all said, Team Sonic Racing gets shelved. Real quick, I'd like to give a little more info of what I said at the beginning of the video. Recently, the channel has been given the join button. What this means is that you can directly support the channel through YouTube. I'm still getting the rewards and whatnot finalized, but I'd like to give a humongous thank you to Pal Polarize. He's been a member of the channel for a while now, and I could not be happier. Thank you so much. If you do decide to join, what you'll get is a little tiny gem next to your name indicating how long you've been supporting the channel. So that way, whenever you comment in a video or talk during a live chat, it'll pop up so other people know. You'll also get access to custom emojis for streams on this channel. There's a lot of cool stuff and a lot of rewards that you'll be getting in the future, so consider clicking that join button at the top of the channel. It's right next to the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I hope to see you in the next video.